Hey, this is WhyBeAre back with Automation, the car company Tycoon game, and we are going to once again do one of the scenarios. So we're just going to keep going down the list. Next one on the list is rice and curry. So, the East Asian market looks nothing like it once did, and change has accelerated in the past few years. More and more people exchange their bicycles and rickshaws with more classy rides. Your fiercest competitor has already created the bread and butter for people and rules the market. You'll have to outmatch the competition to grab some of that sweet and sour market share. Alright, let's go. So for this car, the last two cars I made, I would never drive them ever. This one, we're going to try to make one I would drive maybe. So here's the limitations. Utility, economy, reliability, acceleration, and unleaded. Tameness, low weight, low manufacture time, low material cost. How am I going to make this a car I would drive? Okay, start with the chassis. Let's go fancy, go monocoque, because why not? Material, steel. Engine placement, longitudinal, so we could have rear wheel drive. Front suspension, double wishbone, front and back, rear wheel drive, and the panel material. See, I did steel because I don't think I could really afford anything else over there. Because everything else here is really kind of expensive, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see, is there anything cheaper over here? Maybe polymer. Because it has a low production unit, very low production unit. Alright, we'll try polymer out. Alright, what body style do we want? There's two. Do we want the one that looks ugly or do we want the one that looks uglier? I guess we'll just take the one that's lighter. So we'll take this one. Alright, how are we going to make this thing look less ugly? Not possible! I should just not touch it. I can only make it look uglier, I'm pretty sure. Yep, making it look uglier. You can't stop me, I'm making this thing look hideous. Here I am saying I'll make it a car I would drive, and I'm like, I look at the body styles and I'm like, I give up. There's no way I can make this into a car I would drive. So instead, we're making it stupid again. Alright, maybe let's not make it too stupid. It looks like a normal car, so far. Let's add some details. Headlights, okay, headlights. What headlights look good? How about these? That looks fine, I guess. That looks fine. Taillights. We're just making a car that looks fine. That's the new goal. That looks also, well, it's a little too big. Let me reduce the size just a bit. There we go. That looks fine. Nothing fancy, but it looks fine. Indicators, we could throw some on. Just like, alright, there. It's fine. Grill. Put a bland one just right here. Just, oh. Looks happy. Looks like he's smiling. That should be enough. And we're actually making something that looks reasonable this time. Let's put a wing on it. No wings. Reasonable vehicle. Simple black handles. Nice and simple. Reasonable, simple. What else can we do? Handles, bonnet, no. Vents, no. Exhaust. Let's see, what would the exhaust look like if it came through the bumper? It'd probably look weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, that doesn't look right. This is, again, one of those cars where we just have an exhaust just hanging there being all cheap. Not like one that's through the bumpers and fancy. Lips, no. Badges. Okay, we could throw some badges on it. Boom. There used to be one that says like names. You could just type in some letters and just boom. So it says like the car manufacturer 500D or something. I don't know. Just something. It's kind of bland. I could put a vent, you know, hey look. It looks like words, right? No, that looks dumb. We'll just leave it like that. Just nice, simple. It looks simple enough. I don't want to mess with it. It's basic. It's like, yes, it's car. This is car. Very basic car. Alright, engine. We don't got the money for anything probably, but inline 4, cast iron. Small size, probably that size will be okay. Cast iron, cast. Cheap as can be. Alright, well actually, let's do the low friction cast because we're probably going to need that fuel economy. Let's see, head and valves. Probably dual overhead if we can afford it. Cast again. We need VVs, all the Vs we can get. Lower the compression some because the gas is kind of for what we're making. Leave the rest alone for now. Naturally aspirated. Don't have the money for a turbo. Injection system for the efficiency probably. Multi-point sounds good. Standard intake. Which one was it? Regular, unleaded, right? Yes. Fuel mixture, raise it up a bit because I know it'll just probably knock and die otherwise. We'll turn it down later. I said that weird. I don't know why. Anyways, put the RPM limit up to maybe not that high. How about 7,000? Cast log, short cast. Short cast should be probably okay. No catalytic, no muffler, none of that garbage. Alright, does the engine run? Just throw them parts together and hoping it'll work. That's the WhyBeAre way. It worked so far. I shouldn't say anything yet. It worked. Ta-da, we're done. We can still tune it, obviously, but it worked. No problem. Bottom end part is failing, of course. What part's failing? Those fancy fuel economy pistons are failing, huh? So much for them being fancy. I know they're not made for high RPMs. Alright, fine. Bring it down to 6,500. They get a little stressed out, but they're okay. They're not failing, at least. How's that work? It still says it's failing? Really? Fine, I'll lower the red line more. And, you know, I wanted to make a car I would drive, but this is just getting worse and worse. This is becoming this terrible... Ugh. Alright, so we can probably reduce the fuel mixture a bit to increase the economy and reduce the... There we go. It's a bit better. Power's a little worse, and the... What is it? 86.5 we have to go. So we can still lower the fuel mixture a bit, try to get to like the 14.6 area. I'm pretty sure this one will knock and die, but that's okay. Oh, it didn't. That's surprising. So there we go. We got pretty good economy now. Enough power probably. Probably not enough power to make me happy, but if the car's light enough, it might work out. Just might. What else can we do? Try upping the compression just a smidge. Until the engine starts to knock, basically. A little more compression. Because that helps the economy and power. What's not to like? I think we could go one more tick up, and then that's it. That's no more compression. Oh, it's knocking there. Alright, go one down. Cam profile, won't touch it. I'll leave the rest for later. I just want to see if the engine will even this design at all will work, has any chance of working at all. So, gearbox. Automatic, torque converter, yes. Ratios 4 to be cheap and light. Spacing, probably huge because tameness is important. Top speed, huge because tameness is important. Even if we can't technically reach the speed, that's fine. Tires, hard ones because they're cheap. Rim diameter, maybe up it just a smidge. Can we make the rears a little bit wider because we're probably going to need it so we don't get too much wheel spin. Alright, that looks fine. Solid disc brake, one piston be cheap, one piston to be cheap. Increase the disc size a bit though. Put it for comfort because we're going to need comfort for the tameness. So do the same for this one. And let's see, how's this working out? Probably terribly. No under tray, that's too expensive. Cool the brakes as well, that's important. We probably have more than enough cooling for that tiny engine. And next thing, 5 seats, basic interior, none of this, none of that. Very basic, no safety even. We want comfort, probably suspension. Let's see how we do. It worked. I'm surprised that actually worked. I really am surprised. I figured this thing would be so terrible because I'm trying to make a car I would actually drive to some extent. So now let's make it closer to a car that I would actually drive. I'm not going to care about the goal. Like, I'm not going to care about silver and gold on this one. I just want to make it where it'd be a car where the statistics are good enough for me to want to drive it. That's the new goal. So let's go back to the engine and try. We can reduce the economy some to make more power. Well, actually, I wonder if it'd be better to use different pistons instead. What would that do? All it does is reduce the economy, and not worth it. We'll go with those other pistons. The low friction ones. So up the compression, up the fuel mixture a bit. Try to get maybe 180 horsepower out of this thing if we can. We can always make the cost was right up there, wasn't it? Let's see. Total cost. Oh, we have $400 to work with. That's okay. Let's see. Tameness is good. Weight is really close to pushing it right there. That's not good. And so is manufacture time. Those things are both right on the edge. That's scary. But I need a slightly bigger engine. I just can't push it too big. Still good. Still good. Getting worse. But it's okay. It's a car I'd actually buy now. It's getting closer to one. Keep making it a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. How much power? 145, but something's failing in the bottom end again. That piston's not good. That piston's no good for me. I don't like that low, like high efficiency piston. I don't care. What if we just throw a forged? What if we just throw a forged in it? Will that make it more durable? All right, that's more durable, but then the economy goes down. Will it still make the miles per gallon goal? Yes, it will. Barely. That's okay. That's okay. We can increase the red line probably with the better pistons, so you can get more power out of it. Good. Something else is failing. I'm assuming it's going to be the valves, maybe? Oh, the con rods. Okay. Con rods are failing, so we can make those better. Gonna go ahead and see here. What can we do? We could throw some forged, I guess I-beam steel would probably be better than forged H-beam. I'm not sure. Okay, that looks good. No stress on the engine, really. Saw a little bit on the piston, but that's fine. How is it looking for everything? Is it still meeting the requirements? It's just a smidge too heavy. How are we gonna... I think, less insulation. We don't need no insulation. Alright, there we go. Now we got some weight to work with. Got 30 pounds to work with. That's good. What else can we do with the sliders? Is there anything else we could do? Like, less quality on the interior. Will that help? Oh, yes. That gives us even more weight to work with. Oh, this is good. The time went down, I think, even. Everything went better. That's good, 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 good. Alright, we're getting closer to a car I would drive. I still want 180 horsepower out of this thing. We had 150. Got to somehow squeeze a little bit more out of this thing without changing too much. I'll keep trying to make it a little bit bigger. That seems to be working out so far. We'll try to match the bore and the stroke for now, just to keep it easy. Economy went up, power went up. Still need another 20-something horsepower. Let's see, how's it working? Is it still saying the car is good? Alright, good. I am making a car for me. I don't care what you guys want. I'm making this one car I would drive. Alright, how's the fuel octane rating? 85 point. That's... I think we have a little bit of room to work with then, right? 86.5, so we can increase the compression a little bit. Probably get us another few horsepower. Not much, a little bit. Alright, that's fine. Just a little bit more power. Every power counts. Every horsepower counts. Just need to keep upping it little by little. Make sure nothing's really like stopping the airflow up. A little bit of airflow stoppage on the exhaust so we can increase the size maybe just a bit. See how that does. Looks, there we go. Ooh, good. Nice jump in power from the bigger exhaust. Still in the requirements. We still got room to work with. More power. Screw what you guys want. I'm making a race car. Okay, not a race car. A sports car. A sports hatchback car van thing. Whatever this thing is. I don't know what it's called. So engine's knocking. That's not good. Or something. I think it said knocking. I don't know. I didn't read it. I'm just like, hey, it ran. What did it say? I saw some words. It's knocking, yeah. Lower the compression. Increase the size of the engine more. 180 horsepower. That is the goal. 168. Okay, getting closer. Let me make sure all the other stuff is enough to support it. So that says 234 horsepower. The injection system is good to go. Is the heads and valves good enough? Probably. We got dual overhead cam. That should be more than enough. Alright. Just keep tweaking it. Just get a little bit higher every time. 168, right? You can get a little more power out of this. Let's get a little more power out of this. As long as the engine fits, we'll keep making it bigger. Keep again, stroke and bore the same for simplicity's sake. 175, better economy. How's the engine how's the car itself? Alright, we still got lots of money to blow. The weight's getting close, and we still got 4 hours of manufacture time. Totally not caring what they say. I'm just doing it this way because the other ones are so into their specifications. Just for variety's sake, I want to make a car I would drive. I don't care. I want to make one I would drive. That they would still say, okay, that's acceptable. I'm sick of making stupid cars that I would never drive. I want to make a cool car. Cool as a van could get, at least. You know, it is a van after all. You can only get so cool with a van. Eventually, this thing's going to get too heavy, I'm thinking. If I just keep upping the size more and more, it's going to get too heavy. 190 horsepower, something's failing. What's failing? Is it the valves? The head? Okay, it's the pistons. So I should probably stop reducing the stroke so much, or increasing the stroke so much. Still doing okay, though. Alright, what if we switched it over to aluminum heads and block? Will that give us anything better? Horsepower? What? What about aluminum silicone? Is that better? Come on, I want a car that's good. No. I didn't know that cast iron would get you the best results. Huh. Learn something new every time. The only disadvantage is the weight, cooling, and size. Interesting. Cast iron's the way to go, apparently. Alright, so if these are failing, you don't get much better than that, actually. The forged, you can do... Nah, there's nothing really that's better than the forged pistons. Those are as good as it gets. How much power are we making? Oh, we making enough power. Let's go for 200. Let's just say screw it. Let's go for 200 horsepower. Engine's not fitting no more. Alright, we're maxed out at the engine size. That's not good. How much power? 192? 192. Alright, we gotta somehow squeeze a little more power out of this thing. Well, without ruining anything else about it. Alright, bottom end is still failing. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care as long as it meets your specifications. I don't care. Just make a little more power. I want 200 horsepower. 200, come on. 200 horsepower. 200. Oh, 197. We need to dump more fuel into it. And then we can keep increasing the compression. Just keep putting those up until it says it's the too much fuel in it. 199. One more tick on the fuel mixture and the compression ratio. And we have a car with 200 horsepower, rear-wheel drive. Oh, no! Engine's knocking. All right, keep going up the fuel mixture. Just dump more fuel in it until it stops knocking. There we go. 200 horsepower. And let's see if it still meets the requirements. No! It's too heavy. By 6 pounds. And the economy is bad. By, oh goodness, a ton. Dumping all that fuel into it was not a good solution. Turns out there's a reason you don't dump a lot of fuel into an engine. It kills the economy. Alright, well maybe we don't get the power I wanted. I guess it's not going to happen. Let's just go ahead and get this thing running again at the size that it is. So we'll reduce the fuel mixture down because it has to be economical. We can still get 188 horsepower probably reasonably. There we go, see? 188 horsepower. That was the original goal. I just started to be like, oh, I can get more than that. Then I couldn't. So, I was wrong. Let's see, if we increase to dual overhead cams, does that help at all for the economy? Yes, it does. And the power. Ooh, a bit. Now that increases the weight, though. How's the weight? The weight is too high, and the manufacture time is just barely too high. Right, what can we do to reduce both of those? To reduce both of those, we could, What if we, does this slider do anything if you don't have anything there? Nah. Oh, this is so close. What can I do? What can I do? What if I reduce this quality slider on something? Like, just, boom, just like that. That went down, good. What about the weight? The weight went up. Oh, no. Don't do that to me. Okay. Choices, choices, choices. We need short cast. You can't get away from that. Nothing else is going to be better in this situation. All those are at none already. You can't go better than that. Wait a minute. Was the exhaust limiting the power? Oh, it was. Production units is at 35.5. But again, the weight went up. It's not what I want. It's not what I should be doing. All right, let's just go for aluminum heads and aluminum block. Lightens it up a bit, quite a bit. Does reduce the power a bit and the economy a bit, but let's see. Will this work? 200 horsepower. Come on, 200. Here we go. Ooh. So close. 2 hours of too much manufacture time. All right. How are we going to get that down? That is a good question. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of ways you could get it down as sacrificing things. Like, we could just say, you know what? We don't need no. I don't. Maybe a overhead cam could work. I don't know. I'm just trying things out, seeing what will work. No, we need the dual. We need the dual overhead because it has all the V's. All those V's are important, except they do add a lot of production time for VVL. If we kill the VVL, that helps the production time quite a bit, I'm thinking. But look, it kills the power. We used to be at 200 horsepower with the VVL, variable valve, whatever, variable valve lift. There we go. See, look at the difference that one button makes. It takes 7 hours to do that somehow, but it makes a huge difference. Wait, what if we had, what is VVT does about 2 hours? How important is it? Alright, I'm okay with giving that up. What does that put us at? Manufacture time is just it's just not there. Just not there. We need to just tick some quality sliders down maybe. Still not there yet. Production unit doesn't seem to change until you get really low on this slider. I don't want to make the brakes terrible, so we'll pass on that. I don't think it'll make much difference here, but we'll check. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. We got it. Now, is it making 200? 199. We need one more horsepower. One more horsepower. Just throw up one more compression ratio. How about that? That's it. That's good. This is good. 200 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, and not giving a care about what they say, just going for bronze. I like it. It's totally dumb, I know, but I wanted to do that. I wanted to make a car that I would drive. And this one, it's a van, sure, but at least it has a good setup to it. It's double wishbone, front and back, rear-wheel drive, 200 horsepower, and 2,000 pounds. That actually could be classified as a sports car to some extent. When you look at the specs of it, it sounds like a sports car. Then it's like, oh, it looks like a van. Or a hatchback, I don't know which. There's no sense of scale, really. I don't know if this is huge or just... I mean, for the weight, it has to be more hatchback size. But it's totally dumb. But it's awesome in the fact that how dumb it is. So now, if you're actually going for what they say, what would you want different? Well, you probably wouldn't want your thing to be rear-wheel drive, because that's just overkill for like an economy car. Front-wheel drive is honestly superior. Alright, engine's too big, so now we gotta reduce the engine size. How inconvenient is that? So we'll just reduce the bore down until it'll fit, because the bore is probably more influential on the size in this situation for the dimensions that's too big. Like stroke, if you change the stroke here, see, it doesn't change it much for how much the stroke changes. So that's why we were going with bore. So we're just going to make it fit. There we go. It's probably going to only make like 150 horsepower now. 130. And the bottom end part is still failing. It's always failing. Leave it alone. Alright, 130 horsepower. That's still enough. Probably for the requirements. So that's fine. And just doing that probably increases it a ton. Yeah, look at that. 109 more points. See, when you go for what you're supposed to, it's not that bad. When you say, I want to make my race car, that's when things get dumb. So you probably don't need double wishbones. You'd probably be good with semi-trailing arm and McPherson struts. I'll check them one at a time. Oh, now the engine's too big again because no, it's not. Weird. It went down? Okay, I guess double wishbones are... Wait, what? McPherson struts. It went up. What did I have before? I thought I put double wishbone front and back. Oh, I hit semi-trailing arm. I meant to keep that at wishbone. Okay. So if I keep that one at wishbone, it should go up, right? All right. How about torsion beam? Probably not enough, but let's check. Like, it's probably not worth the change. Oh, okay, torsion beam it is. I don't think the other ones will be worth it because I'm thinking, reduce the tameness too much. Yeah, see? It wasn't worth it. Whatever it did, it wasn't worth it. So torsion beam it is. Alright, so there we go. We got it at almost silver. What else can we do to this thing? Well, we got a ton of economy. We don't need that much because it doesn't matter how many miles per gallon you get as long as you get 39. So with that in mind, we could probably... let's see, what's important? Tameness, weight, and cost. So we need to reduce the cost probably and the time it takes to make the engine. So we could say cast iron probably would be cheaper, and I don't think it'll have much negatives. Yeah, see. The weight is increased a bit, but it's offset by the other benefits, so that's good. Engine, we could probably make it smaller. Probably afford to make it like a 1.2 liter engine, just real tiny little thing. 90 horsepower, that should be enough to get to in 62 miles per hour in 12 seconds. Yeah. Now we're at a silver. Doing good. See, I miss the car I would drive though. This is like, I wouldn't drive this thing. This is just no. With the other car, it's like, I would drive that. I would drive that so good. Yes. Okay, maybe I would drive it. It's a weird car. Alright, what's the actual speed to 60? 11.7, okay? And what is it we have to beat? 12 seconds. So we probably can't squeeze less power out of this thing. We can kill the economy-ness of it though some more. So what we could do is we can make it smaller still. And while we make it smaller, actually I should probably keep the stroke and bore more in line with each other. So let me go ahead and do something like this. How about 2.697 on both? I know it's not necessarily ideal to have them as the same number, it's easy to do that. So we're going to do that, then we're going to increase the compression ratio a few, and then also increase the fuel mixture. So that'll hopefully work out. There we go. Has a lot less power, I don't think it'll make it, but let's check. Alright, we might be able to tweak the gearing to make it work. How long is it taking? 14 seconds to get to 62 miles per hour. Let's see, if we tweak the gearing to be 106 is the top speed. What's the speed there? 12.8. Okay, that's getting closer. Keep tweaking it down a little bit. The estimated top speed is only 103, so we don't need it that high anyways. Oh, it went up. Ooh, interesting. I guess the transmission sucks so bad at shifting it makes it slower. So how about if we bring it up to 120 something? What does that put it at? 13 even, so the speed I had it at before was pretty much the ideal speed. So 110-ish was like the ideal speed for that. What about if I just reduce the spacing? That should help on the acceleration, right? 12.5, that's better. Keep reducing the spacing down. It's ruining the economy, I'm sure, but that's okay. No, it actually increased at that time. And it decreased the acceleration, though. That's not good. You know what? I think we just need a slightly bigger engine. So let's just go slightly bigger engine. And that should get enough power. Just that extra 5 should be enough to get it up there. Really? 12.1. Okay. Okay. You gonna be picky like that? 50. You should be good here. Alright, there we go. We're at a 1250. It's slightly better than the last one, but not by much for all the effort that took. It's not worth it, is it? I think the suspension, we could increase the tameness usually by doing racing and then raising the ride height. Yep, see? Oh, it's the same number. Oh well. Increase the sportiness. That's good. Was the other one on racing or comfort? Oh well. If it was me, I put it on racing. What about some of the assists? Are they worth it if we put those on? That was definitely worth it. We should probably check each and every one individually to make sure. So, was that one worth it? Definitely. Without it, the points go down a ton. Was that one worth it? Definitely, the points go down. Don't worry about the math. If it says it adds it, I'm keeping track in my head. That one doesn't necessarily matter either way. You could go either way with it. Oh wait, no. You could get. It's worth it. I said that wrong. I'm so sorry. How about launch control? I think I figured this out kind of. Yeah. The top one and the bottom one, not really worth it. Yeah, not worth it. It increased it by 1, but it was reduced by 2, so it was just an overall loss of 1 still. So that's that. To keep those ones on. I don't think safety has any benefit if we add it. I think it'll just take us down. Yeah, it just took us real down. We're actually missing one of the requirements now, acceleration, because of all that weight. Can't be having no safe car. When people get in this car, they know they're going to die if they get in a car wreck. That's the new slogan. Alright, what if we just throw the brake sizes up a ton? Will that help or be worse? Kills the acceleration. That is no good. So we're on a really fine line here with the weight. If we had too much weight, the acceleration of the time it's gone. Alright, what else could we possibly do? Well, what was the economy? 43. We can make this engine have more output. Go ahead and increase the fuel mixture. So we dump more fuel in it. That way we could have a better compression ratio. Like so. There we go. Makes 2 more horsepower. Whoop-de-doo, right? Yeah, I know. How much is VVL helping? A ton. Man, VVL is crazy. Increase the profile of it. That might help. Alright, is the economy still okay? Still good, slightly better. I'm assuming the 0 to 60 time has been improved now. There we go, 11.7 seconds. That's a little bit more room to work with. I feel a little better now. And since the economy is still at, what was it? 41. We could put the power up a little more. So just dump a little more fuel into it. Increase the compression a little bit. Probably increased it too much, but that's okay. Okay, it still works good. We got 87 horsepower now. Since reliability is not that important, why don't we increase the red line some? As long as we have 70 on the reliability, we're good. Does that equal 70 in the end, or is this too low? Alright, there, we lost some. Why? Tameness went down. Huh. Too much power? Let's look at the detailed stats. So, engine, it went down for... I guess the VVL kicks in too hard. Maybe that's what it is. People are like, oh, the valves are... The V scared me. Or something like that. Okay, apparently that's even worse. What happened to this? This was working good. Now I'm ruining everything. Put it back to 60 then. Tameness is just such a weird metric. Stop touching things that'll mess with tameness. That's the real solution here. Alright, what are we at? 82 horsepower? What happened to all the power? What did I do? Oh, I don't have VVT. Oh, VVT makes it worse. Okay. Too bad. I want the power. I don't know. I mean, this is what you'd want to make if you want to get a goal. I'm still more happy with my other car, so I'm just going to stop here because I'm making a car I like less and less. After every change I make, it's like I like it less and less and less because it's like I don't want an economy car. I want a sports van. I miss my sports van now. I should have saved the sports van. I didn't. Now I have to live with this thing. What a terrible decision I've made. Sports van, sports hatch, I don't know. Like I said, it's hard to know how big it actually is. I think actually, if we go to platform, it'll tell you the exact dimensions. I don't want to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it tells you without ruining everything. So I don't want to mess with things. Oh. There. I guess that number right there. 2.5 meters. Oh yeah, I know what that is. Meters. You're supposed to use feet. What is that, like 10 feet? I don't know. So yeah, that's this challenge. I'm not going to go for gold. Because I made a fun car. Instead of going for gold, then I made a car that went for silver. That's close enough for me. Until next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.